The bolt carrier group and your barrel are the most important elements in any AR-15 rifle, or M16 for that matter. And all the other parts, whether it's your receivers, your trigger group, stocks, whatever it is, are secondary when it comes to the bolt carrier and your barrel. And so really you need to think about spending your premium dollars on those two items. So you really want something that will hold up, because what's going to happen is your bolt carrier group is the most vulnerable if you're going to have an issue. And so really picking out a good solid Mil-Spec bolt carrier group is really important. And so recently I was getting ready to buy a bolt carrier group, and I was talking to my good buddy Robbie Wheaton, who is a master gunsmith, also ranked nationally as a 3-gun champion, and sponsored by a lot of high names, including Remington, CMC Triggers, Lancer, AR-15s, and a lot of other companies. And so the guy really knows what he's talking about when he puts together these systems. And so I really trust his judgment. And so he just recently, he said, hey, I've got a new source for some really great bolt carrier groups that are very reasonable. So I just wanted to throw these out to you if you're looking for a super good high quality bolt carrier group, whether it's phosphate or nickel boron coated. The phosphate bolt carrier group from Wheaton Arms is $119.99. The nickel boron coated bolt is $160. And these are specifically for the 5.56, 223, or 300 blackout rifles. And so we're going to take a look at some of the different options and why these really, I feel, are an excellent high quality bolt carrier group for the money. Is just exceptional. Now, first and foremost, these are made right in the USA. And many of you may even say, well, you mean they make bolt carrier groups somewhere else? But I have a good friend of mine that has worked for one of the largest AR-15 manufacturers in the country, and he told me that a lot of their budget parts, even bolt carrier groups, are being made in China. And so you really want to be careful on buying a super low priced bolt carrier group, or any AR-15 part for that matter, because the heat treating processes and the quality control of U.S. manufacturers is really superior to a lot of the things that are coming out of China right now. And so you need to really be careful, because again, your bolt carrier group is the heart of your rifle. This is the part that is prone to break, to cause malfunctions, whether it's searing off the gas key, whether it's your bolt, how it fits and breaking the teeth, your extractor, your ejector. I mean, there are just so many parts, your pins that can sear off, your firing pins that can break. You really need to be careful with your bolt carrier system. Now, these are M16 bolt carriers, and the M16 was built and designed around the M16 bolt carrier. Your AR-15 bolt carrier has a cutout here, so this section is cut out, and that is less mass, but it was made so it wouldn't engage the auto sear. So I highly recommend that you use M16 bolt carriers. No, it's not, there's no regulation, it's not illegal to put an M16 bolt carrier in your AR-15 semi-automatic rifle, and it'll function smoother and just better. A lot of times you'll see good prices on bolt carrier groups, and they'll have it setting where you can't see that it's an AR-15 bolt carrier group. So just beware of that when you're looking and buying and researching for your bolt carrier groups. But he also offers the Nickel Boron bolt carrier group. And one of the things about Nickel Boron is that it is very slick. It's self-lubricating in a sense. Now, you still need to use lube on it just for a more smoother action. But one of the biggest benefits of Nickel Boron is that it is super easy to clean. It doesn't foul near as much as your phosphate finish. So it's going to have less buildup, so it's going to function better in your rifle, but then also it's not going to have that fouling, and it's not going to be so hard to clean. I personally like Nickel Boron bolt carrier groups. Now, one of the things about this bolt carrier group, though, is that it is a matte finish. And one of the problems with some of the really shiny finishes is that they are prone to flake. It's not always, but they can flake. The matte finish is less prone to do that. So it's a little bit of a superior product with the matte finish. Now, these are Carpenter 158 steel, and that's a super high quality steel for your bolt. The carriers themselves are 8620 steel, which is also excellent. Using tool steel with the extractor, the firing pins are chrome plated, and the inside of the bolt carrier is chrome lined, and that's also on the nickel boron coated bolt as well. The gas key is hardened to Mil-Spec. They're using grade A hardened fasteners, and it is properly staked. Now it's really important to have these properly staked because it attaches the gas key to your carrier, and this meets with the gas tube. So you have an impact here, and so you want to make sure that this stays in place, because if your gas is not able to go into the bolt carrier, you're going to have a malfunction. Now these bolt carrier groups have been HPT and MPI tested, and that means high pressure tested and magnetic particle inspected. And these are put under such pressures that if there are any flaws in the metal, they're going to show up with this testing. Now the magnetic particle inspection really brings out and shows cracks and fractures that might be possible. And you know, when you're dealing with a bolt carrier going in and out of a rifle, that's really important that these are tested, and they're individually tested and not batch tested. When they're batch tested, it's usually they take 1 out of 10, check it out, and it's a little bit cheaper to do. With these are individually tested. They also have the shot peen bolt, and that means they're bombarded with small particles that actually harden the surface of the metal. The nickel boron bolt carrier group, of course you can see that everything is nickel boron coated, and so this is a complete, very smooth, just slick finish. Has a lot of lubricity to this, and so this is really going to help function smoother. It's going to create less wear in the inside of your receiver, which really is important. The phosphate bolt carrier group from Wheaton Arms is $119.99, and the nickel boron coated bolt is $160. And you can find these at wheatonarms.com. Check them out and let them know that Suit sent you. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. The phosphate coated bolt carrier group from Wheaton Arms is $19.99, and that means high pressure tested and then magnetic. The nickel boron carrier and bolt, the magnetic particle test inspecting. One of the things about these type, and that process is where they actually, and these are put under such pressures that they can really test out and on both the, and that's also on the, when you have your nickel. Now one of the things about this specific, now Robbie does know what he's doing. He's going to stick this in your ear.